In this video, we're going to discuss how to draw a perpendicular bisector and a few other concepts. So let's get right to the construction. As always, if you need to pause or rewind, feel free to do so at any time. So step one here, we're going to draw segment AB. And it doesn't really matter how long you draw it. I'm going to draw it right in the middle of this space here. And we'll label it AB. And here's how we construct the perpendicular bisector. I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to set it, but I'm going to make sure that it's more than halfway. So this looks like it's about more than halfway. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a swipe up at the top, and I'm going to make a swipe down at the bottom. I'm going to keep the same setting. That's really important. Keep the same setting and switch your compass point over to B. And now I'm going to make another swipe at the top that intersects my first swipe, so I have this X up here. And I'm going to make another swipe down at the bottom that intersects my first swipe on the bottom. So you can see now that I have a point up here and I have a point down here, and I'm going to draw the line through those 2 points, and in doing so we should get the perpendicular bisector. So I'm just going to label this point F, and I will label this point D. And what we want to do now, so this is the end of constructing a perpendicular bisector. And we'll verify this in a minute. Our directions up here say to label this point M. Okay, so down here in our chart, we want to measure some things, so you're going to need a ruler. So I want you to measure segment AM, and I want you to measure segment MB. Alright, so you'll go ahead and measure those. And the next thing I want you to do is pick a spot anywhere along here. I'm just going to pick this spot right here. And we want to call this point C, and I want to connect this to A, and I also want to connect this to B. Alright, and then once you have that, I want you to measure angle CMA and angle CMB. So if this is in fact the perpendicular bisector, think about what would have to be true about AM and MB, and also about angle CMA and CMB. So if you had any questions, make sure you ask, and we'll see you next time.